This flag is presented on behalf of a grateful nation as a token of appreciation for the loyal and honorable service rendered by your loved one.
When that flag is flown, that's freedom. And when you're pledging allegiance, you put your hand on your heart and you pledge allegiance to the flag. The flag is very important. It shows us that we do have freedom and we have the choices that we have in America that you don't have in other countries. When you look at the flag and you think about, the 50 stars and the 50 states and the stripes and the 13 original colonies that they represent, it just takes the whole realm of history and ties it into one little bundle, a flag. I just think that's remarkable.
For some people, they might actually think, well, it's just a flag. But it's what it symbolizes. The flag, to me, symbolizes everything that's great about this country. It's not just, the people that live in the country that we fight for. I mean, it's the flag that the guys wear that are fighting next to me. It's my family that lives in the country. It's everything you see, right or wrong. It's still our country.
They just stood up and cried in the doorway. We had guys from one leg, one arm, and they just said, I just want to stop and salute. What better thing to manufacture than something that represents your country? And what better to represent your country than the American flag?
It's not hard. I mean, when you do it as long as I have, it just comes natural. This is what we live for, is our country and our God, so that's what it's all about.
I look as I go down the street, see flags flying and things like that. I get a real sense of satisfaction saying, well, we helped make those. By law, most of the flags have to be produced entirely in the United States. And so that's what we look for and say, well, that's where we need to be if we're going to stay in business. It's much more regulated than the commercial. Commercial, you're pretty much free to make a good-looking star, but government, they have definite requirements.
We do certain things. They are made by government contract. We have a contract and we have guidelines that we have to follow. So many stitches per inch. The boxing on the band has to be a certain way. The stamp has to read a certain way. The label has to be. It's all according to government specs, and there's lots of government specs. Everything has to be done in the United States. You have to have documentation to prove that with every piece that goes into the flag. We were humbled and honored to receive the flag of the United States. It symbolizes the sacrifices that our men and women gave for us to have freedom and liberty that we have today.
It's a token of appreciation for the service. The person honored the flag and served under the flag, and then by him being buried with the flag, it's basically symbolism of the country honoring him one more time. Served under the flag, died under the flag.
My sister received the one the casket, and then I received the one that was flown over the United States, and it's just something that you'll cherish and want to keep. And
Once they pass on, it's important to honor their service in one way or another.
When it is in such condition that is no longer a fitting emblem for display, should be destroyed in a dignified way, preferably by burning.
We have an obligation to be good citizens, and this is one way that the Boy Scouts are good citizens. Well, one, the law requires us to retire in a respectful manner by burning, and of course we owe the symbol of our nation the respect by actually retiring appropriately.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
When I'm at one of these, I just think about all the people that served in the armed forces and everyone that's involved with the flag ceremony, and also what the country has been through throughout the years.
It's part of our leadership training that Scouts will gain or learn from a very young age to adulthood. So it just becomes a responsibility, just like voting would be a responsibility. It's the thing that we must do to honor our flag.
Well, it's really showing a final respect to the flag and making sure that it wasn't overlooked and it's when it flew.
It's our obligation to retire it in a respectful manner.